Hello, everyone. Welcome to the wild, wild west of cryptocurrencies. Well, today I'm going to talk about Fine. I'm going to talk about NFTR finance. I'm going to talk about SafeMoon, SafeStar, Safe Galaxy, Safe Mars, whatever. So these coins are in a new space, okay? Mostly hosted on Binance Smart Chain, and the legitimacy of most of these coins are in doubt. These coins are nothing like we've seen before. Most of them you cannot mine. Most of them are hyper deflationary. Them have static mining, so you just buy and hold, and when people sell and or buy, you get trickles. Percentage is distributed, and they're just designed to encourage you to hold. Okay, for how long? Until when will there be a rug pull? That's the concern, because a lot of these come up, and BSC scan has no filter, has no no checks whatsoever. Anybody can create a coin, and it takes very little effort. And once you start buying, they could pull the rug, and then you'll be left with nothing. So the most important thing is, before you make a big investment in any coin, you want to do your own research and make sure that the project is legitimate. Okay, the project might be promising, but if it's not legitimate, it's just a matter of time until the rug is pulled, until you lose all your money. So today there are just a few projects here that I'm going to talk about, and I'm just going to talk about them very, very briefly. Okay, let's start with NFTR finance. All right, so for NFTR finance, okay, again, those of you on this channel, when I was streaming April 18th and April 19th, I did bring it up on both days briefly, and by then it was just a day or two on Coin Market Cap. And those of you who got in at that time, at some point last week, you were up 20x, you were up 20 times. Okay, now if you get into some of these projects and you make a lot of profit in a short amount of time, at the very least, remember to secure your initial investment at the very least, so that you don't lose money, because we are still researching these coins. We're still trying to make sure these coins are legitimate. Okay, the project might be promising, but if we don't have a team come up to speak, then we have to be a little bit careful. We have to be quite careful, because there are no faces. There's nobody that can be blamed directly if this coin just goes poof, and that makes it easy for the coin to go poof if there's nobody that can be blamed directly. So there are still some red flags here and there, especially with NFT art, but the idea is still solid. Now it's just a matter of waiting for the team. And if you haven't, I've made a video on some suspicious addresses that have been slowly taking out money, but some of them have quite a small percentage. They have less than 1%, and with time they will run out, and when they do run out, it will be good for the community. But most importantly, for NFT art, the team has very limited time to show up and save this project. If the team doesn't show up by next week, it's not looking good. That's just my prediction. Again, this is not financial advice, guys. This is purely for entertainment, and also people who don't want to lose money. All right, so let's jump right to the next one. So let's talk about Fine. Okay, Refinable. There's a big hype about Refinable. I thought it sounded good. I just wasn't very, very happy with the whole initial private offerings, because I know how it goes with stocks. Okay, for stocks with the IPOs, sometimes even insiders of these companies, when the stock first hits the Nasdaq or wherever, within the first few minutes, some of them just dump. Okay, if the hype is great and the stock hits, everybody's excited about it, they dump it. And usually with IPOs, you see the rip and the dip. So for me, I'm not, Fine was not a scam. It was very typical how IPOs work. But most importantly, for Fine, we have faces, we have names, and we have people to blame and people to hold accountable. So as bad as it is, it's, I mean, the launch was just horrible. The whole launch was horrible. But Nick Chan, who is one of the co-founders, came up with a series of explanations. Okay, among the explanations he spoke about, bots buying little pieces. That's why they had to pause the liquidity, because I was trying to buy, I couldn't buy. They said there was no liquidity. I'm like, how are the developers so, I'm not gonna say anything, but apparently they were doing it on purpose. Okay, so they were trying to stagger the liquidity so that the bots could not just, but the bots were still way ahead of everyone. Bots are just going to be faster than humans. So he made several posts about how snipping bots will keep buying it, drive the price up, and then when people want to buy it, they'll dump on them, and apparently that kept going on. So a coin that was supposed to open at 0.033, anyone barely got it for less than $1. Okay, we went up to like $9, $7. It was a pretty bad launch. Okay, so the next step for these coins is that they need to find a way to make a fair launch. They need to make it such that it's bot proof, make it such that it is whale proof. Okay, and all the private stuff, they need to tone it down a little bit, make it just a very small percentage. But at the same time, Fine still sounds like a good project. It has just left a really sour taste in people's mouths, and especially the NFT community. Okay, artists and musicians and all that, like, people are just turned off by the company on day one, and that's not good. No matter how good a company is, it needs some hype, it needs some support, but they can slowly build their reputation back. So that's what I have to say about Fine. So you can go and check out Nick Chan. Finally, SafeMoon. Okay, so SafeMoon, this is just my personal, don't hate me or anything. SafeMoon is almost like the godfather of these static mining, hyper deflationary coins. It's the most successful. Okay, and the reason why it is the most successful and hasn't completely crashed yet is because the team has a face. The team is constantly in communication with holders. Okay, they may not have a direct utility, a very meaningful utility, but they can easily work on one. Okay, they already have the team and the support. They can easily channel that into focusing on a utility, make people want to buy the coin for a reason other than just holding and accumulating more coins and stuff like that. So SafeMoon, at the very least, I just have a just because the team is out there and talking and communicating with people, I don't think there's going to be a rug pull. Okay, it might lose value, but the team behind it, almost like Dogecoin, the SafeMoon army is growing. So if they decide to get together and find a utility for it and come out with that news, it could gain some momentum. But then again, be very careful with most of these safe coins. Out of these three, I'm quite worried about NFT art finance, because I need to see the team. I made a whole video about some addresses that were taking out money. I checked today, that address is still taking out some money. So we need the team to tell us, okay, who are these people? Is that your brother? Did you give did you create an address for your wife? Like, who are these people who got the coins on the first day, who are, selling day by day? I need to know that, I know they will eventually run out because I see the percentages going down, but I need to know that. Anyway, thank you for watching. This was more of a rant. I just wanted to come out and address some of these issues, and just know that the wild west is not for everybody. Okay, if you cannot have a plan and the discipline, knowing when to get in and when to hedge your funds, and stuff like that, then be very careful, because 90% of all the coins on BSC Scan are going to fail. 90% of the projects are going to fail. A lot of the projects are just created just to amass funds. So be careful out there. Be careful out there. It's like riding a bull. You never know when you're going to be thrown off. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do me a favor and subscribe. And stay blessed. Peace.